Okay, this one is going to be really, really quick as well. This is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. And the title of this message is If You Have Children and You Have a Relationship with God, like a real one, you're not fake religious, but you actually have a real relationship with Creator God. I highly advise you to homeschool your children. From my own life and my own experiences with the state funded schools is you are literally enrolling your children in Satanism. They're not going to come right out and talk about what they are, okay? But it is an indoctrination camp that is basically Satanism and Luciferianism. I cannot stress enough to honor your children and do not enroll them into these systems. They are called systems for a reason. I cannot stress enough to honor God's original jurisdiction for your family. Homeschool your children. Honor God's original jurisdiction as family, and honor God and honor your lives and honor your lives and your family, and do not enroll your children into these satanic Luciferian systems where they are teaching children man-made indoctrination, where they're teaching children to turn away from their heart, away from themselves as soul, breaking the spirit of a child, not even teaching children the real meaning of love. Parents need to know that when you are signing your children up for this thing called school, you're turning your rights over. You're turning your rights over to strangers. Okay? Strangers. I saw it with my own eyes. I've experienced it with my own self. You're turning your children over to people who do not love your children. You're turning your child over to people who don't care about you, who don't care about your children, who don't care about your lives. You're turning your child over to people who only care about their paycheck, okay? And their paycheck is more important than your child's soul. You hear me? I'm going to say it again. Their paycheck that they're getting, because to them it's a job, is more important than your child's soul. They do not care if your child loses their soul, because what they like is their paycheck. They like their weekends off and their summers off. And I'm just going to leave it at that. If there is anybody left in this world who actually has a relationship with God, who actually loves their children, or who actually loves their life as sacred, this is your wake up call. Look around everything that's going on in the world. Okay. Like, stop watching CBN, or not CBN, but CNN, stop watching Fox News, stop watching the television, and actually go on. Type in New World Order. Type in, is the United States a corporation or a country? Type in anything having to do with evil. You will see that evil is real. The only protection that we have is God, and honoring God's original jurisdiction as family. Okay? If you want to know God and you want to have a relationship with God and you want your family free of the curse and you want to receive the blessing for your lives and for your family, then email me about that. I have some resources. However, anybody that's turning their children over to these indoctrination camps and these systems right now, I highly advise you to think again, because you're giving away your rights. Two, you're violating God's original jurisdiction. And God's original jurisdiction is family, it's sacred. We don't need to violate God's original jurisdiction. Before I even prayed and asked God for a family and a child, um, I knew that I wanted that child to be homeschooled and to have their education to be home education, family education, self education, and also life experience education. And I wanted that child to see her parents own and operate a business and a company locally and internationally. Those are my prayers, those are my intentions. And you know, the things that happened with my daughter's dad is he lied. He didn't have a relationship with God. He didn't have a relationship with Creator. And he was a good fake. He was a really good fake. Um, and so now I've seen the underbelly of the beast of the school system. I've witnessed the underbelly of the beast of the school system myself. And people need to know, like on the surface, it looks all good. Everything looks good on the surface, right? But then when you get deep down into the underbelly of the system and the underbelly of the beast, that's where you see the evil. And so I highly advise people start praying, start seeking God for every single thing in your life and God within, inward, going in, connecting inward, and asking Creator to reveal the truth and to show you things. I've been advocating for homeschool since 2012. So, but I knew when my child was young that I wanted to homeschool. However, her daughter's dad deceived me about his relationship with God. And so I've always been an advocate of the family, and family is jurisdiction. And everybody wants to wonder like why families are broken, why dysfunctional homes are normalized, why broken lives are normalized, why brokenness is normalized, why broken families are normalized. It's not normal, okay? It is a satanic Luciferian degenerated agenda to disconnect people from God, from source, from all of creation. There's a larger picture that's going on here. Anytime that brokenness and dysfunction is normalized and that children are left thinking that that's normal and that there's not a way for families to come together for restoration, and that children experience domestic terrorization or another parent experiences domestic terrorization. Do you know that there are more children separated from their parents in the United States corporation than anywhere else in the world? And really, like, if there was like a pandemic that was just so big and so real, then why are they not reunifying and restoring children to their loving parent? Why are children being separated from their loving parent and their caring parent and their empathic parent and their non-adulterated, non-criminal parent? More children in the United States corporation are separated from their loving, caring, spirit-filled, healthy, sensitive, caring, empathic parent than anywhere else in the world. Children are placed with the abuser. Okay, and these are things, I mean, it's obvious. Just go onto Facebook and like there are groups and groups and groups and groups and groups and groups and people coming together in groups. I've been investigating this and I've been researching this and I've been diving deep into all of this for 5 years now. 5 years now since I saw the underbelly of the beast. Okay? Courts are not courts of justice. They're privately held corporations robbing and stealing from uneducated families, families that are stubborn, willing to fight each other to the grave in their divorce and destroy their children in the process. I have so much more I have to say, but I have 5 million other things I have to do today. I have, a really cool appointment coming up that I need to prepare for. And so this is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. This is all for now, and I'll be back.